Today we play Bewear. This Pokemon can really pack a hug? No, seriously, its Pokédex entry says it has hugged many trainers to death by crushing their spines. Well, that's disturbing. But back on topic, there are two main challenges we need to solve when building a Bewear deck. First, it's overbearing, high energy attack cost of 4. My card of choice here is the good old Manaphy. Manaphy allows you to comfortably ramp up to 2 ally Pokemon on the bench. One problem solved. Kinda. I also added a Kangaskhan for good measure to sometimes stall for a couple of turns while you give the bear its honey. The second problem is the self-inflicting confusion status. Surprisingly, I found a solution in what is considered to be one of the worst cards of the expansion, the Big Malasada. Unlike Lumberry, it can be used in combination with other Pokemon tools. But more importantly, unlike Pokemon Center Lady, it can be used in combination with other supporters like Professor's Research, Sabrina, or Guzma for a critical turnaround at the end of the game. In today's deck, we put the bear in Barely Viable. This deck goes all in on the Big Bear to try to overwhelm them with deadly hugs. This went through quite a few iterations already, and I'm still not 100% satisfied with the result, but it was at least good enough to have some fun. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. This is a brand new channel and any support is immensely appreciated to help me continue making more videos like this. I also take deck requests. Is there any card you want to see played in ranked? Let me know in the comments and I'll build a deck around it. With that said, check this deck out in action for yourself and enjoy the games. Snorlax Greninja. At least no Giratina, I guess. Okay, Pokeball and Bewear. So if I get Manaphy and top deck a leaf, that would be amazing. I guess I can try to put the Giant Cape on something, but at this point, feel free to red card. Oh man, there comes the Giratina. And the Rocky Helmet. We actually top decked the leaf. Unfortunately, no second basic for us to ramp with Manaphy. Still no Giant Cape. So Greninja with Giratina is a big issue because even if I put the cape, actually Rocky Helmet does that. Just gonna use the Guzma this turn already. Oceanic Gift. No second basic still. We have what? 3 more basics? And a Pokeball? And another research. So yeah, it deals 100 here. But his Giratina isn't ready yet, so even if he attacks with Snorlax next turn, his Giratina will continue to not be ready, but we will be quite vulnerable to Greninja. There's the second basic. I almost don't really want to play it because of Sabrina. But this deck runs Cyrus, not Sabrina. I guess this is kind of the best we can do. Deal 130 here. Hope that it doesn't heal from the sleep, I guess. It does. So it can attack us for 100. His Giratina won't be ready. But his Greninja... No, never mind. His Giratina will be ready because he has Psychic Energy. No, because he needs another energy. He's 1 energy short of enabling the Giratina. But he uses a defensive Cyrus, maybe? or an offensive Cyrus. So at the moment, there isn't that much that I can do. Just gonna guarantee I take this guy out now. Hope I get a Malasada maybe for the Giratina. I don't think he can get a second Greninja out before the game is over. This Greninja can't attack yet. And I can retreat something at this point. I have 6 cards left. Kangaskhan, Bewear, Malasada, another Research, Excommunication, which is going to be useless. Mars could be alright. So he doesn't know that I don't have Cyrus. So if I Sabrina, he will probably give me the Greninja. So I think that's exactly what I need to do. I take out the Greninja here, and then I just need to finish off either Giratina or Snorlax. I'm still kind of vulnerable to Cyrus, because the Stuffle is still kind of useless. Okay, we got a second point. We are out of leaf, so we can't really heal this confusion anymore easily. Since our second Bewear isn't ready, it's gonna be soon. I mean, there's an argument for replacing a giant cape with Rocky Helmet. Because it's not super often that the 20 extra HP hits the right threshold that I need. But it can't retreat with Snorlax either easily. Come on. And we fail here. Does this deck run a leaf? I kinda doubt it. And at this point, like, I'm just gonna Mars. He already has 1 point. Just gonna try to delay his game plan a little bit. Come on, yes, 130. So we threaten to win next turn. We can retreat to Stuffle. Even without the Bewear, we can deal 60 there. I mean, we can deal 30 with Kangaskhan as well. So we gets this second Froakie out. Can this Kangaskhan retreat? And that's game. Can't believe we won against a freaking Snorlax Giratina, dude. We just hammer him? That's incredible. Any basic? Stuffle? Okay. Mars, Guzma, and Leaf. He has already Cordius. Cordio is irrelevant. But let's see. could Mars right now. And I wait a turn, I think. And there's the Greninja. It's annoying. Probably just hits the Bewear. Right, is the obvious choice, because if he has Cyrus, he can finish it off without me even attacking. I mean, or it just forces me to attack right now. Which I think, unfortunately, is exactly what I need to do. Now the Giratina can't attack without healing first. But we also can't finish it off here, even if it heals for like 20. Why even that? Is it gonna risk not attacking? No, surely. Okay, so honorable Sudoku there. I think I have to sacrifice the Manaphy. Not super elegant. Giant Cape doesn't quite help this either. But if he pings the Stuffle, could then Cyrus and finish it off. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm just gonna put one energy on Stuffle. Yeah. Not ideal either. Maybe I could have left the Manaphy out to preserve the energy, and then I would have enough to enable the second Bewear next turn, if I even find it next turn. Why even, dude? Aren't you gonna attack it? Just hit the Stuffle. Yeah, the Stuffle would be even more vulnerable now. Okay, so we're gonna go to Mars, and we have to evolve this turn and just pass. Okay, so it deals 70 to us. We probably just die next turn anyway. I mean, you could just attack with Greninja. But it probably attacks just with... Oh wait, yeah. I have 2 points. So that's game incredibly. Against Lycanroc. We get another basic. We are gonna be quite happy. The Lycanrocs die in one hit by the bears. Okay, we got another basic. I think we also use a Giant Cape. Just to be less vulnerable to red card right now. So no sign of the bears yet, but that should be alright. I think we can even manage to... Well, we can definitely manage to Oceanic Cave twice. He uses Signs of Evolution, gets a Lycanroc, and next turn he can attack for 50, which gives us one more Oceanic Gift here. And then we have the Malasada. We hopefully get a Bewear in the next few turns. We get a Mars. I don't think we use it just yet. Kangaskhan dies in one hit by that. It has more remaining HP, so if it has the same, it still can't one-shot the Kangaskhan. The question is, do I use the giant cape already? I don't think so just yet. We just do this. Try to get a Bewear next turn. So no Bewear just yet. Which is a shame. If I go with Kangaskhan, it dies. If I go with Stuffle, it dies. I feel like I have to sacrifice Manaphy, but I don't really gain on anything out of it. Communication could be good, but I feel like at this point I'm pretty screwed still. I think I'd just play a cape to try to be less vulnerable to stuff. By stuff I mean red card and Mars. Maybe some extra energy on the bear is not too bad to potentially retreat later. Fortunately, he's also breaking on his Rampardos. So please, bear, come home. Okay, I was gonna use Mars, but this is better. So do I see it switch to Kangaskhan, not even attack with it? Well, it's a Pokemon, so unless I get Manaphy, this could be excellent. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. With Tantrum, one-shot this, and now we threaten to just win. He needs a basic, so even if he gets his fossil, we can try to go for Mars, use his hand size to 2, then we Malasada. Sabrina would be even sweeter. Sabrina Malasada would be amazing. Did get his fossil, but it might be too late. I mean, even Rampardos can't really comfortably attack. It one-shots everything that I have. But if it takes 50 damage, it gets one shot back by the Bewears. Okay, we Pokeball here. Kangaskhan would be amazing if it rolled 2 heads, but I'm not gonna rely on that. I'm just gonna Mars. Hope it doesn't get the rare candy and the Rampardos now. So now we do this, and we Malasada. Really? Incredible, you got the 2 cards you needed. So we could potentially tie the game if I roll 2 heads. %25 chance. 1, 2. Do we actually tie this? I don't see an alternative for him. I guess if he has a second Giant Cape or any healing. Okay, so no Lily, no Center Lady. Giant Cape or Potion or Bust for him. I can just retreat and hammer in. He sees that, right? So we go for the tie. Actually, if he hadn't played any basic, I would have won as the tiebreaker. You know what? I'll take it. So this deck is a weird one. Believe it or not, this already suffered quite a few iterations. I used to have like 2 Kangaskhans. I even used to have 2 Ailemas. Initially, Ailemas seemed like a good choice. And there's a few neat tricks you can do, like tank up to 90 damage with Kangaskhan, then retreat the Ailema, play the Kangaskhan back onto the bench, maybe even put the Manaphy on the active spot, retreat it back to the Kangaskhan, and you are ready to attack with Kangaskhan again. Sometimes there's also some really cool interactions where if you start with 2 Stuffles and 1 Bewear, you can actually tank with the Bewear up front or up to 120, and then you use Ailema and evolve the Stuffle on the back that was on your bench onto which you are putting the energy, and that's a cool interaction with Ailema as well. But at the end of the day, I felt that Leaf is considerably more versatile in this deck, because not only is Leaf good in the early game, especially if you start with Stuffle, but also decent in the late game when you want to cure the confusion and you've already spent your Malasadas or haven't drawn enough of them. And to that point, I was actually considering putting a second Leaf here, because there were too many matches where I was starting with Stuffle and that felt really bad. But also, at the end of the day, like, I don't really recommend trying to climb to Masters with this deck at all. Maybe you can have some fun with it in casuals for sure. I would recommend putting the second Leaf. Maybe take out the Giant Cape or the Guzma for it. But ultimately, this deck didn't really feel very consistent at all, unfortunately. There were either matches where I was starting with Stuffle and not many other basics, or starting with Manaphy and no other basics. Kangaskhan is actually useful here because it can help you stall the game for a couple of turns here and there. It has a low energy requirement, so even if you start with Manaphy, it's nice to put one of the energies onto Kangaskhan so that it doesn't eat up one of the energies from your energy zone that you want to be allocating to your Bewears. So I quite liked Kangaskhan in a way here. The Malasadas were surprisingly useful because they are really quite versatile in allowing you to play a Research into a Malasada, or a Sabrina into a Malasada, or sometimes even a Mars or a Guzma into a Malasada can be kind of clutch and really help you attack that second time with Bewear while still allowing you to play other supporters in the same turn. And also the Mars can be quite useful because oftentimes they will kill off your Manaphy quite early. Mars at least gets a little bit more value from that loss, and you can kind of punish them a little bit there as well. The communication, I had to put it because there were quite a few matches where I was just not drawing the Bewears, and you know, as my win condition, I can't really afford not to have the Bewear, and a second Manaphy is always pretty much going to be wasted. Not completely always, sometimes it's actually nice to put the Manaphy ramping the other Manaphy so that you can retreat it for free without losing energy on your Stuffles, but more often than not you will want to kind of save your second Manaphy for communication. Ultimately, I'm not super convinced by this deck just yet. I wonder what other approaches I could have had. I initially considered like Delcatty instead of Manaphy, but Delcatty as a stage 1 is even more inconsistent and would eat up some deck space that I kind of desperately need to make all of these pieces work together. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. We do fun of meta decks here regularly, played in ranked. If that's your thing, please consider subscribing as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.